Okay, bros, let's turn this on.
What are you looking for? Go forth.
Trick or treat. Where's my bag of candy at? Oh, I got tricked instead of given a treat. I gotcha. And then there's the 1 hour cooldown before you can do it again. Oh boy. You know, there's a reason they removed the 1 hour cooldown from this. Raptor flesh. Raptor eggs. I can probably feed my boar some raptor flesh. I can sell these for a lot. I can't feed him raptor hide. I can feed him tender crocodile meat. And some mystery meat, and I should probably sell this. That doesn't sell very well, so I'm gonna vendor it real quick. A waist that's male has a nice amount of agility and stamina. I don't know if I want to hold it for so long though. Light feathers, I'm gonna sell those. I'm gonna sell those. Delicious cave moth, I can feed that to my pet. Sweet nectar. Liver tails. Ooh, I can sell those. Okay, my bags are clean enough for now. Hi, hero. Hello, Kill Jaden Smith. Your name sounds very similar to Will Smith. I don't know if anyone's ever told you that. Hi, do you have any plans for more consistent streams or just stay on YouTube? I recommend typing in chat !Twitch. It has a video that explains why I don't stream on Twitch linked into it, but it also goes very heavily. I talked for a really long time about why I prefer YouTube over streaming.
Loktar. Be safe.
Also, is that a green gnome? Yeah, it's a trick or treat. Ooh, I love how there's a hunter trainer here. I'm not gonna learn any of this shit because I'm saving up for my mount once I hit level 40. I need about 90 gold. Currently, I'm at 42. I don't think this is gonna happen. I really want to have a mount once I hit level 40. You know what? I'm thinking there might be a better way to have chat. If I move this over here, and then I move this down here. Seems kind of awkward. Okay, alternatively, if I move this over here, and then I move the pop-out window over here. There we go. That looks kind of awkward too. I'm just trying to fit chat on my screen so that I can look at it and play the game at the same time without too much thing. Like, I have 3 monitors, so that should help. But I play WoW in like a windowed mode anyway. Whatever, it's fine. I'll just do how I usually do it and just be slightly inconvenienced every time I look over. Hi, hero. I can't say, just wanted to say hello. Hello, Morgan, Womack. See you later. It's all good. Hello, a stream nice. Heck yeah. You know, what I've been having a fun time doing is playing WoW at night, like an hour before I stop for the day. Because I have a stop time of midnight where I just read for 2 hours before I go to bed. And I was having this schedule where I was also stopping an hour early so that I could play classic WoW for an hour before I started reading. Because the whole reason I read 2 hours before I go to bed is because it's the best way I found to unwind my mind so that I can just relax and go to sleep. and it helps a lot with having a regulated sleep schedule. Biggest problem is I usually stay up for an additional hour reading more, because it's kind of hard to stop reading once you get into it. I really need to learn how to stop. Or sometimes I'll play classic a little bit longer than midnight, in which case I still read for 2 hours no matter what. Anyways, I forgot why I was mentioning that. Oh, I get it now. Because what I've also been doing is like watching anime while I was playing classic. And I found that to be very enjoyable. Because I usually watch YouTube videos. And I haven't really watched anime while I played a video game in a while. And it was a lot of fun. There's not too many good animes in English. Those are the only ones I can really watch while I'm playing games. Or, listen to, I should say. So recently I was watching Accelerator and I just kept thinking, God damn, this show is not good. The plot is really dumb and the character motivations are laughably childish. It's like, that's the kind of story I'd come up with if I was like 5 years old and trying to write an edgy villain type thing. But it was enjoyable because, it was just kind of on in the background while I was doing other things. It wouldn't have been fun to watch on its own, but it was a fun thing to have on in the background, kind of like Bungo Stray Dogs. Not a very good show, but a decent one to have on in the background while you're doing other things, since it's in English. Here, what's your played? 3 hours, something. No, 3 days. Excuse me. Streamer privilege, SMH, you know it? Wait, what do I have streamer privilege for? Your mom's Greem. I want to know how long it's taking you to reach this far in Classic. It's taking me 3 days to reach 35. Is this your alt? Technically, all of my Classic WoW characters are alt, since I don't plan on maining any of them. Okay, what's the name of the NPC located deep in the ocean, southern coast of Tanaris? I don't know. Is that one of those joke questions where it's going to trip me up into saying a variation of the N-word? It seems like one of those. How would it be hard to set up on 3 screens? It's, the more of the problem is, like, I have to turn my head to read chat, so I can't really pay attention to WoW. And I'd like it if I could pay attention to WoW while also just glancing over to chat. Instead, I have to turn my head to one of my monitors. Explaining the video is a nice idea. What? What video? The explaining video? Oh, yeah. The reason I made that is because I get asked so much. Every single stream, it's, why not Twitch or some variation of that? And sometimes people, they just want more of an explanation other than, I get more viewers on YouTube. It's like, sure, you might get more viewers on YouTube, but have you tried Twitch? Have you tried it over there? You never know. You might get more viewers on Twitch. And this is just coming from a lack of understanding how, the view sides of these things work. Most people aren't streamers or YouTubers. So it just, everyone streams on Twitch. So obviously you'd get more views over there. I can understand the line of logic, but that's not really how it works. That's why I made a 10-minute video explaining it all. Reading before sleep is good. You know it. Hi, Hero. Loved your top 10 Reforged. Why, thank you. I am so glad that video is doing well. I am currently working on another top 10 right now. It's, I don't know if I'll be able to finish it today, though, because after the stream is done, I'm going to eat, and then we're probably going to play D&D until later on at night. I mean, you can get viewers on Twitch with just flat-out videos. I don't like it, I would suggest you watch the video that explains why I don't do Twitch. I go in very much, lots of detail. I could probably answer any questions you have in that video. Scheduling your free time sounds quite exhausting. You have to kind of do that if you like your work. Otherwise, you'll never... Because here's the thing with scheduling free time. I don't actually think I'm going to take, 6 o'clock today in order to free time myself. It's more like after I eat dinner, I usually play mobile games for like an hour. That's just something I do every day. And I also just write down what I do every day, on an hour-by-hour basis. So I'll write that down in my, schedule, so to speak. But I don't schedule it out. It's just something I do every day. So technically, I schedule it, but I don't consciously schedule it. It's just something I do. Maybe when you get home from work or school, you'll play video games for a bit before you do homework. It's those kinds of things. It's scheduled free time, even though you're not actually scheduling it consciously. It's just something you kind of do every day. I also do schedule weekends to be nothing but free time. That's like the only one. And is that even really a schedule? I mean, I'm sure most normal people just have free time on the weekends as well. It's just since my job, I'm my own boss. I schedule my own hours and I do everything myself. I have to tell myself to take time off, otherwise I won't. Because I like my job. That's kind of like one of the crux, one of the problems when you like what you do for a living. It's not really something you hear very often because, how many people get to do what they love for a living, One of the big problems I found is working too much. And one of the biggest problems, if you ask, people what their number one regret is on their deathbed, or, just doctors or stuff, people who visit people on their deathbeds pretty regularly, the number one regret people have is working too much. They always say, I wish I didn't work so much. I wish I had taken more time to do other things. And I plan on not having that being one of my regrets. I like to live a life of no regrets. I always do whatever I want, when I want. If, I want to really do something and I have work to do, I'll just do it. Screw the work. I'm going to have fun. I'm in a position where I can do stuff like that. So occasionally I'll just take a day off and play a video game or hang out with a friend. Not very often, but occasionally I will. And I'll do it gleefully. That way I can enjoy my time and not spend every waking moment working. I can't wait till they add Volpera Demon Hunters in Classic. I legit want to play a Mecha Gnome, but they made them Alliance only. When I saw that they made Mecha Gnomes Alliance, I understood how Alliance players felt when they made Nightborn Horde. It's like, after all I did for you, you're gonna betray me like that? And join the enemies? Get back here, eggs! No, don't run in there. You're gonna aggro them. I have to put you on passive for a second. Wait, what? No, because no one watches Twitch VODs. Is it true that Herumorad X is dating Hazel Nutty Gamers? No. That's not true. I'm trying to see if anyone else posted that. Just to see if that was just something brought up out of nowhere, or if someone else was saying it. You can't get viewers on Twitch without flat out videos. What? Yeah, I wasn't really thinking. I'm gonna have to abandon eggs to his fate. Goodbye. Here, how come you're a gnomish hunter? It's because of the trick-or-treat thing. It turned me into a leaper gnome. Oh, a fucking description. Oopsies. I think the boar has erotic energy. Probably. Yeah, I also try and schedule when I want to watch movies and try to estimate when I'm done. That's why I almost never end up watching the movie. That's why you just gotta have to do it. You know, as the prophet Shia LaBeouf always says, just do it. Are you in school? No. I'm currently not. I do YouTube full-time. And I have 2 successful channels. Something I mention every time I get the chance to. Successful in the way that, you know, if the WoW channel died tomorrow, you know, YouTube just deleted it for some reason, I'd still be a YouTuber full-time, no problem, thanks to my other channel. You know, conversely, if YouTube deleted my other channel, I'd still be a YouTuber full-time because of this channel. Save me, eggs. Uh-oh. I'm gonna mute my mic while they bark a little bit. Okay, they stopped barking for a hot second. Currently, I think I'm the only one home right now. So, the dogs are right outside my room. And they like to do yard work. You know, the people from the HOA, they hire landscapers to come in and do all of our yard work on Fridays. So, they like to bark at those people as they go around outside. I spend quite an amount of time cooped up in my house. I feel like lazy and a useless human. I hope I won't regret this later. You're like 15 years old. The only time you can get away with doing that shit is when you're a teenager. If you're doing that when you're like a 30-year-old man, then yeah, sure. You know, be a little concerned about it, but it's too early for you to have to worry about something like that. Does your boar have an Instagram? I wish. Mechanomes wins. Greeting friends. How are you enjoying the Critic Week so far? Obviously the best weekly event. It is the best weekly event. I was going to like do the 5 wins for a stream, and then I was like, you know, I'm really behind on this video. I can't afford to do a pet battle stream. So I haven't done that yet. I really want to, though. This is like the best week to do pet battles, but I just have other things I need to do. I am completely out of mana. Do I not have any more mana potions? No, I don't. I have tons of healing potions. Ooh, nice. A proc. Here, if I may ask, you said you apparently made a video about why you don't do Twitch. Where can I find it? In chat. It's literally linked like a couple of messages below yours by Nightbot. I made the video this week, actually. It's pretty recent. It's not something that's been around for a while. Okay, I need more shrunken heads. Here's dog. Must have felt relief squeezing out another Gunther video. I think that's probably the last Gunther video I can possibly make on Gunther. I am saddened at how these things turn out. Did anyone ever tell you sound exactly like the dual logs? Here's a funny thing about the dual logs. it might surprise you to hear, but I'm actually also the duologues over on the Yu-Gi-Oh side. What's the other channel? The other channel is the duologues. Greetings from Germany. Hello, Rexes. You know what's funny about the Yu-Gi-Oh channel? Like over on Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. God damn it, attack the stupid tiger. Nah, I forgot what I was saying. Probably wasn't anything important. Guys, like the stream. We have 8 likes. Yeah, do that. That does things, I think. I don't actually know. Are you the same guy from the dual logs? Hopefully you'll find the time, bud. I know I'll look forward to it. Oh no. I can probably do it on Monday. Oh shit. That was so close. I was one hit away from death. Luckily I have all these healing potions. I want to see at least 50 likes on the stream. Me too. Get on that. My squirrel army. I don't think I have enough people who, I don't have the charisma to name my fan base like some other YouTubers do. Just to be clear, I did ask the question as a joke. What did you ask? Just to be clear, the dual log. It was probably something about the dual logs, right? If so, yeah, I totally get that. What's your favorite end game dungeon? I don't know if I'd be able to name any of them, to be perfectly honest. Unless you mean in classic WoW, in which case I don't know if I'd be able to name any of them. I'm pretty sure Stratholm is one of them. Hiro, do you want a third successful channel, and what would it be? I mean, how many people can boast about having 2 successful channels on 2 different topics? You know, if you have 2 successful channels and one of them is just a branch off of your other stuff, that doesn't really count. But if you have 2 channels which grew to a successful point independently of each other, what am I even trying to say? I don't know. I think I'm just stroking my ego here. Who cares? You know, if you do well on YouTube, good for you. I just like to brag about how I was able to do well 2 times. If anything, it just proves I know what I'm doing. Everything I do is very intentional and it pays off. Save me! Higgs is gonna get raffle pwned. Crimson, stop lying. Bruh, Kakyo is streaming right now? What? Bullshit. Kakyo doesn't stream. It's not a blood moon. You're the duologues. You're gonna say next you're the Azerothian weather guy featuring DevBot as well? Man, DevBot on the weather channel is the only time people like DevBot. Nobody really likes him in the infamous... Actually, it's not famous at all. Ugh, I am like almost dead. Holy shit. I disliked it to make it challenging. Squirrel. Well, most YouTubers that name their fans are just dumb people, like Jake Paul and Logan Paul. I don't know. Some people do it for good fun. You know, not everything needs to be serious. Sometimes life is fun if you do stupid things, you know? Get over here. Okay. Oh my god, seriously? Oh no. Oh no, oh no. I need to get to a spot to feign death. And let my pet die. Whew. Hi chat, hi hero. Hello Kelkor12. Ooh, my pet is not very happy that I keep letting him die. If someone discovers me over here, I'm dead. Let's see, health per second. Oh, this one doesn't give me mana. I thought it did. That's the only reason I was eating it. Because I thought it was giving me both. I'm off to watch Kakio. See ya, hero. See ya, Crimson. When will you release the next video? I can't wait. I'm working on one right now. I don't know when it's going to be done, though. It's kind of a difficult one to make. It's called the top 10 hardest hitting abilities of all time. And I don't have footage for a lot of it. Like, one of the abilities is Death from Above, which doesn't exist in the game anymore. And the ability wasn't added until, like, Warlords of Draenor or something. So it's really hard to get footage for it. So I need to, like, find footage online for it, and I don't like using other people's footage if I can help it. So I try really hard to just get my own footage, and if I can't, I'll just crack and use someone else's footage online. And then put, like, text over it inside the video. It's like, this footage came from this video, this YouTuber. Why morning? It's 4:20 here. It's only 2:20 over here. You do love talking about your second channel at least once every stream, it appears so. Of course. I'm very proud of the fact that I have 2 successful channels, whereas most people never get one. Coo. Hey everyone. If you kill level 50 plus undead mobs in any zone, you have a chance to get a 16 slot bag. You can have 4 of them too. Oh, yeah, that's because it's a Hollow's End event now, isn't it? Only some of these guys drop the shrunken heads. I still only have Freezing Trap rank 1. Did I never upgrade it to rank 2? Is rank 2 even available? Rank 2 is not available till level 40, and it's only an extra 5 seconds. This is too many people. I need to kill them all. Okay, let's just try this out. I'm probably gonna pull one of them, but that's fine. Just as long as I don't pull too many of them. Okay, I pulled all of them. My poor pet. My poor pet. Okay. That wasn't very smart of me. What I need to do is pull them back and not send my pet in like that to aggro the entire place. Can we be the not Kakias? What? What race is your hunter? He's a orc. I'm pretty sure Death from Above is a PvP talent. It might be. I said that and I was like, wait, I actually haven't checked their PvP talents. If it is, that's great. It's gonna help me out a lot. Okay. Oh my god, I missed. Okay, that should work. If he's pulled over there. Let's see, Rogue has a Draenor montage, but yeah. Uh-oh. I don't know how I pulled... Did I seriously pull these guys from down below? Okay, I'm going to turn on aspect of the monkey so that I can passively dodge some of his abilities while I attack this one. Okay, get over here. Okay. Now we pulled the witch doctor too. Let's turn back on aspect of the hawk and attack these people. Who the fuck is attacking me this time? Ah! Destroy the totem. I'm being attacked from something down there. There it is. Oh my god, I got attacked through the goddamn floor. Are you proud of the channels though? You said they're not popular at all on some occasions. Did I? I probably said that just to, like, you know, feign humility or something. The channels do very well. You know, like, in the case where I make 6 figures from both of the channels combined. To give you an idea of how well they do. You know, there's a place to get that footage, hero. Yeah, but like, my Warlord's private server isn't a max level one, and I don't have a rogue at max level over there. And, it's a pain. Like, I can get footage real easily if it's from vanilla to Cataclysm, but recently my Mista Pandaria server, it like shut down. So now I need to find a new one. This is already the new one I found. Mista Pandaria's servers don't stay up very long. Max level ones anyway, because I don't actually play on them. I just use them for footage sometimes for videos. And it's really annoying when they add an ability like late in WoW's life and then remove it. Kind of like the artifact weapons. Like, you know, I need footage of one of the Demonology Warlock's artifact weapons for the video, and I need a Legion server for that. And I was like, I'm not gonna fucking look for a Legion server. Luckily, one of the other ones I had in the video was a priest artifact weapon, and I mained a priest, so I have like more footage than that and possibly anything else. God damn it, I mistimed the jump. And the fact that I didn't jump at all. Okie dokie, and yes, got it. Are you going to BlizzCon? I sure am. I'd also like to set up a fan meetup at the con before the storm, but they haven't gotten back to me about my application yet. So I need to probably, whatchamacallit, I sent them an application like a week ago, because they said you have to send them in before the 20th. And, you know, the deadline for when you can't send them in anymore is in 2 days. And they've already put out, you know, like times and stuff where they're going to have the meetups and everything. And, you know, they still haven't gotten back to me to, like, even say, yes, we've got your application, we're reviewing it and stuff. What I assume they're going to do is ignore it, and then once it gets past the 20th, I won't be able to get a spot anymore. So I send a message off to Hazel and Taliesin and Evitel. I was like, do you guys have contact information? So that I can just, you know, talk to him directly. So I'm just waiting on replies for that. Because I'm assuming they're just going to, you know, if there's too many people, they probably won't let me do it. Or they're just going to ignore me the same way that Blizzard does. But I don't mind bugging Wowhead as much as I do Blizzard. Are you going to set the Hong Kong people free at BlizzCon? I'm going to try my best. I don't really know what that means, but, you know, if they need to be freed, I wouldn't mind doing it. How many times have you run Wailing Caverns? I don't think I've run it a single time. in Classic yet. All Legion servers suck so much so it's really impossible. Yeah, it's really hard to find good, illegal servers of more modern expansions. Whew, Kukuku, remind me of Kabuto. Gonna keep the stream politics free? Yes. I have a strict no politics rule on my streams and videos and Discord server. The only exceptions I have are for, the obvious thing that's going around with Blizzard right now. And mainly just because it's kind of impossible not to talk about it. I will let you know, though, I'm willfully uninformed on these topics, so you're not going to get much out of me. Here, just finished watching all your Q&A videos. Love your stuff. Keep it up. Why, thank you. Not too many people say they like the Q&As. Those are more of an ego-stroking project than they are videos I make for entertainment factors. Will you be trying melee weaving for raids or PvP on your hunter? I don't know if I'll be doing raids on my hunter. I'm just leveling them first because it's easy. And I like hunters. Wait. Are you ally? I thought you wanted to be horde. Wait, why are you ally? I was ally for a bit while I was the leaper gnome. Hey, your videos are great. Keep up the work. Hey, what's poppin'? Nothing much. What's crack-a-lackin'? All Legion servers suck. Where do you look for private servers? I've only played on live. It's a whole rabbit hole you have to go down in order to even, find these kinds of things. I'm not going to give tips on it, though. I'm going to let you know that. You're going to have to find out this shit on your own. I don't advocate for, illegal servers. I use them for video footage purposes. Awesome. I'd love to meet and greet, get my Yu-Gi-Oh stuff signed. Hey, I wouldn't mind signing Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. Assuming I get a spot at the con before the storm. I really hope I do. I'd be really sad if I don't. Legion was one of the best expansions in my opinion. Legion was pretty good. We love you anyway. Uninformed people are the best. Yeah, I mean, if you say so. Your video content is so good and the scripting and video editing is fun to rewatch everything you've made. Hey, I make the videos specifically so that they can be binged watched in the future. So they have tons of rewatchability. Someone said once that they like to just put on a playlist of all of my recently uploaded videos before they go to sleep. And I was thinking, I need to make a playlist. It just has all of my highly edited videos in it. That way you don't accidentally watch some of my Q&As or something. Or my old news videos before I moved them onto their own channel. That way I should just call it the go to sleep playlist. It's it's all of my highly edited videos that you can fall asleep to. Sup, pleb? Hero, please don't kill me tonight. You guys, I don't see how you guys are going to win against Tiamat, but I didn't see how Fellplague could win against that unwinnable battle against the two golems and those two demon girls, and he did anyway, so, maybe you guys will surprise me. Yo, what server are you on? You should type in iServer so everyone else can see as well. Hunter weapon. Is this your highest level character in vanilla? It sure is. I'm going to pull that bitch over there too. So I'm going to try to pull him out. Top 10 BlizzCon moments. Heck yeah. Top 10 BlizzCon moments you wouldn't believe. I actually don't really have the way of making footage while I'm over there. And I don't do IRL stuff. Uh-oh. Oh, thank God there's people here to help. Hello, Hero in chat. Why Friday morning if it's Saturday here? It's Friday morning for me, and that's all that matters. Let's see. Yo. Sup pleb. Hello, Hero in chat. Hello, Matt Brown. How was your week? Good things happening? Would you sign Yu-Gi-Oh stuff as Scrimmer at X and WoW stuff as the dual logs? You know, I think I'd have to ask people. I remember when Nostalgia was out, I'd play that because I didn't feel like paying for WoW at the time. Yeah, that describes a lot of people who play private servers. They just want to play WoW, but they don't want to... They either don't want to pay for it or can't pay for it. I remember, like, Dodgy Kebab made a video, you know, like, a couple of days after Classic WoW's launch, showing how populated one of the private servers still was. You know, I think the video was meant to show, like, you know, Classic WoW isn't that good if people are still playing private servers. But I think what it really showed is, like, even if Blizzard releases official servers for what they want to do, people still don't want to pay for the game. Uh-oh, I'm gonna wait for these guys to clear it out. Are you gonna make any more amazing content on your other YouTube channels? I kind of stopped making too many videos on my other channels, besides the weather channel and the pet battle channel. Make an ASMR channel as well. That's what I called my stream VOD channel. I found out a better way to post stream VODs than put them on their own channel, though. Well, one of the main reasons I think Legion was good was because they incorporated every old zone into place for new content and the older Order Hall stuff. That's true, they did do that. I totally forgot. Yeah, people love it when... Here's the thing about when Blizzard uses old zones for stuff. You know, I love it. I think it's great. You know, a good way to keep the old world class, you know, relevant. A lot of people complain about it, though, saying Blizzard's too lazy to create new assets, so they just reuse old stuff. And that is a huge complaint. Like, if Blizzard does anything, people are gonna complain very loudly about it. So that's probably why, you know, they're not as incentivized to do it, because if they, you know, have anything that's reused, anything that's old world, people will just criticize them for not creating new content. And if they only have you do stuff within the new content, people criticize them for forgetting about the old world. You think you want a top 10 BlizzCon moments, but you don't. I'll probably just make another Q&A video where I talk about it all. Like I did last year. You know, to talk about everything that went wrong. Yeah, because I did not have a good time last year. Did you just assume my time zone? I don't care what your time zone is. So I can't assume anything if I don't care. Are you planning to focus on PvE or PvP once you ding 60? If once I ding 60, I'm probably going to start just leveling a new character. I don't plan on actually doing endgame content. You know, currently I don't plan on doing endgame content. Future me might. Why do people keep calling it pirate servers private? The actual private servers are the official ones, since you need to pay money. I call them illegal servers. Because I know it makes them really mad when you do that. I think it's funny. So you're asking the wrong person that question. You are very much the minority on that one. You know what I've also found I'm the minority of? Whenever I finish making food, or, you know, just eating food, I clean all my dishes afterwards. And I also clean them while I'm cooking. That is not normal. Normal people like to pile their dishes into a thing and leave them for the end of the week. You bunch of Neithandrials. WoD's fundamentals are good. Sad to learn about all this stuff that got cut from WoD. Yeah, I remember I had a video ready to go about all the things cut from WoD that no one had done yet, and then Mad Season Show made a video on it that basically covered everything I was talking about. And I was like, well, shit, I can't make this video now. I was like, wait, he didn't cover everything. So I went over all the stuff he didn't cover, and it was alright. Kind of felt like a hollow video because I didn't get to talk about any of the... I mean, I could have, but I didn't talk about any of the important stuff. You know, sometimes I'll have a video idea and I'll go to make it, and then Mad Season Show's already done it.
Hello.
And I was like, I didn't really care about this video that much.
Farewell.
It doesn't happen often. Most of the times I'm good to go.
See you soon.
Occasionally, I'll have an idea and I was like, okay, let's just make this one, and I start looking it up, and I see Mad Season already has a good video on the topic. I was like, well, I guess I don't need to do this one. Because I have so many ideas to make. So many videos, so many potential videos that I don't need to make something if someone else has already covered the topic. That's one of the great things about making videos on a really old game that constantly changes, like World of Warcraft. There's just so much things you can cover that there's like an unlimited amount of ideas without it seeming stale. I can't play Classic right now because being broke. Yeah, I mean, you know, when I say people play private servers because they don't want to pay for it, what I also mean is people who also can't pay for it. There's a lot of people who are, you know, in poor countries or they just don't have the money to pay for it, but they still want to play WoW. There's also just a lot of people who just, you know, are pirates, and they pirate everything they consume media-wise. There's some people who are proud about the fact that they never pay for anything. You know, that's kind of the audience of private servers. What's the exclamation mark server? That's for what server I'm playing on. Oh, I did a quest. I didn't even know I was doing one. I just thought I was killing a regular tiger. What is your main? Is this your main? Yes. I server. Oh, I guess it's exclamation point server. I keep calling it I server because exclamation point kind of looks like an I. I was really excited for BC models, but I got bored of the garrison later and just roleplayed instead. Must be one of those role players. Why don't you just record IRL with your bag on your head? I don't do IRL recordings. I just love being a hunter and throwing arrows. Heck yeah. I just love being a hunter and throwing the raid fixed. You know it.
Well?
Tiger Hunter gloves. Ooh.
Be careful.
These have one more agility than the ones I had on previously. Greetings from Poland. Love your content. Keep up the good work. Why, thank you, Combi.
Well met. Farewell.
Mine's when he quit. Okay. You know, these green heels of Stranglethorn, I sent like 10 of them off to my alt to sell in the auction house. And when I checked the auction house this morning, they had all sold. I am so surprised people are buying these pages on the auction house. These things are like a gold mine of little minuscule amounts of silver. Neanderthals. I don't get the hate for the Stranglethorn pages. I really like to collect them. Hey, I like to collect them too because they sell pretty well. Mainly amount of space it takes to have all the pages. Yeah, that's also a huge pain in the ass. Because backspace is very limited in vanilla WoW. The dance studio gets cut from every expansion after Walt. Yeah, basically. They're never going to add it. Adding character animations is like one of the most time-consuming things they can do. So they really don't like to do that if they don't have to. Just go to the bank every time BB, then you don't have to grab them all. Going to the bank all the time is very inconvenient in Classic, where travel time is considered a scarce resource. I'm gonna have to fight my way over here. I suspect the dance studio evolved into the fashion contest thing, but this is just speculation on my part. Probably. People like the fashion show thing. You know, what's funny about transmog is there's lots of things that were added to the game that people, you know, like to complain about. But transmog is like one of the universal things that everybody loves. And that's also, you know, if they were going to have a #1 feature people want in vanilla WoW, and they had a poll and they had transmog on that list, I could guarantee you that would probably be voted in, even though that goes against some of like the core principles of Classic. You know, one of the things people like about Classic is that if you look at someone's gear, you know what they're wearing at a glance without having to inspect them to see if they're just transmogged. So if you see somebody like epic full plate gear, you think, wow, that guy's actually, you know, he plays the game a lot. That's something people like. That's a benefit of Classic WoW. But also, transmog is one of the most liked features in the game. People love transmog so much. Everybody does. It's ridiculous. Oh, come on. I am poor as fuck and I have no problems paying my sub. Okay, I don't pay technically. I buy with tokens and gold. See? There's ways to pay for it. You just have to farm gold as if it's your second job. And there's also a thing where the average player is really bad at making gold. So most of them just straight up wouldn't be able to afford it anyway. Oh my god, here live. I'm blessed. Here, have my babies. Okay. Just as long as you're a big-breasted goth GF. Then we can have some talks. What are your opinions on the reforged models? Any favorites yet? I really like the Boomkin model they had. That thing, like, I didn't think they could make a Boomkin look cool until I saw the reforged Boomkin model. I was like, holy shit. If those models were in WoW, I might have actually played a druid. That thing is awesome looking. I only play in private servers to play older world versions I like. I would never play on a BFA private server, for example. Man, when Legion was out, they had Legion private servers. And from what I saw, they had pretty healthy populations on them. Mainly because, like, the market for private servers is full of a lot of people who want to play WoW and just don't want to pay for it. Did I get interrupted? I don't think so. Oh, ooh, I am out of mana now. Out of mana means my pet is gonna die. I should be fine as long as he focuses on me, because I can pop a healing potion, which is mana free. So as long as I tank him for a bit, we might be able to do this. Get him eggs. Oh my god, I survived that. Holy shit, that was scary. Whew. Let me heal you up real quick. Just give him a couple of bandages, and then I'm going to eat some food and drink some beverages. Okay. Man, I wish this was a PvP server so you could truly experience ST Vietnam. I'm good. I don't like private PvP servers. Are you excited for Riot Games making new stuff other than LoL? I'm not a huge... Well, I'm not new... Whatchamacallit? What I'm trying to say is I don't really care about Riot very much. So if they make new games and they're good and I like them, that's cool. If they don't, then I don't really care. I miss reforging. Yeah, lots of people do. Reforging was great. One of the problems with reforging was the hit cap, but they also removed reforging at the same time they removed the hit cap, so, you know, there was really no reason to remove it at that point. I don't think you should throw shade at Blizz while praising Riot, considering it's wholly owned by China. I don't think it was really praising Riot. It was, you know, just asking a pretty simple, hey, you know, Riot's making new games besides League of Legends. How do you feel about it? It's like, hey, they're fun games, neat. You know, I've always been a big proponent you shouldn't be a fan of any corporation. You shouldn't have blind corporation loyalty to anything. You know, because all corporations are a little bit shady. Some of them are just straight up evil. Like, you should look into some of the things Nestle has done. If you want to see, like, true Saturday morning cartoon evil shenanigans, just read up the things Nestle has done in Africa. You know, once a company gets as bad as Nestle, then I'll jump on the bandwagons. Like, fuck them. But, you know, few really go that far, because that's comically evil. Or I guess the United Fruit Company, too. They did some pretty shady shit as well. It's fascinating, these things people are able to get away with. Pretty much only play games to farm old raids for transmog. Yep. There's lots of people who do that. Surprising amount. I forget, I made a video on like top 10 things to do besides, you know, endgame raiding and PvP. And I definitely put transmog on there, but I don't remember if I put it at a high spot or not. I don't know if I could put them at a higher spot than something like pet battles, because pet battles are the best thing to do in the game. Anyone who says otherwise is just lying or hasn't done pet battles yet. I feel that transmogging has been a reason after tons of sets from many expansions. On the classic, the pool of choices isn't that much. Yeah, it's more of a... It's only really so popular because there's so many armor sets to choose from. I'm surprised I'm able to jump up here. If you attack things from on top of a ledge, though, and a mob can't get to you, they'll just evade. So it's usually not a good idea to do that, but... That's fun to discover. Don't you miss AoE looting on Classic? I do, actually. I'm always slightly inconvenienced when I kill a bunch of mobs and I have to loot them one by one. I was like, and then when I go back on BFA and I kill a bunch of mobs and loot them, I was like, man, this is so great. This is how the game should be. Solo leveling is fine in Classic because you can still kill tens of mobs at once. I mean, on some classes you can. I'm really surprised I survived killing 5 without dying. That should have killed me or forced me to feign death. But I got a little bit lucky. Combined with my excellent hunter skills from being a hunter main for so long. Have you seen Joker Hero? No, I haven't seen it yet. I'm not really in a huge rush to see it, but I've heard it's good. And I've heard it's, you know, above average from certain movie reviewers who I share opinions with. And when I saw Adam, the guy who does Your Movies Suck, you know, give it a like 6 out of 10, I was like, damn, that's actually not half bad. Because he doesn't give anything like above a 5. Ooh, 37. I can almost try to buy a mount, but I won't be able to afford one because I'm only halfway to the amount of gold. My favorite part is multi-strike, as it has cool interactions with abilities. Multi-strike? Oh, the multi-strike stat. Man, was that what it was called? I forget. I loved it too, though, if you're talking about the same thing I'm thinking about. It was basically just another crit stat, though. They didn't really need 2 crits, but I liked it. It had a really cool visual effect, too. Entirely another crit, like Blizz said. The banana company in South America. I love pet battles because I managed to sell my Clutch Sister for 60k. That's because Clutch Sister is a tier 0 pet. I'm surprised, because Clutch Sisters aren't hard to get. So I can't imagine they would sell for very much. Unless someone just doesn't know how to go out and get one, or they're too lazy. But 60k is really expensive for a pet that's real easy to get. You just have to go into a Cataclysm raid and kill the second boss. DC made a good video, a good movie. Well, I mean, like, DC also made Dark Knight Rises, which was the second Batman movie, which involved the Joker. And that's currently, like, you know, one of the top 10 movies of all time. There aren't any Marvel movies in the top 10 movies of all time. But then again, you know, that's like their only claim to fame. So as long as the movie involves the Joker, people are gonna like it. As long as it's not like Suicide Squad. And, I mean, I don't know. Can't really knock on the Joker movie. I haven't seen it. Do you archive these streams somewhere? Yeah, in the stream video description, there will be a playlist to my stream VODs. They're also just on the channel. If you look on the channel, go to the playlist section, you'll be able to see my stream VODs. They all go unlisted, and they go into that playlist. So the playlist itself is public, but the streams themselves are unlisted, so you can only watch them through that playlist. Because bots are illegal. Dude, if you're following an arrow, why not just use a bot? Because bots are illegal and this add-on is not. The Scroll of Intellect. Neato. Do I have any, like, food I can feed my pet to get rid of shit in my bags? Yeah, mystery meat. See how I noticed the big old robot and moved out of the way while I was checking my inventory? Nothing but skills. Yes, I know it was Meng Mei. But also Joker is awesome. DC makes best movies and games. They're alright. I think the Marvel movies are better because I like enjoy the humor they have in the Marvel movies. But I've also seen a lot of the DC ones, and I don't really get, you know, why they're hated on so bad. It's like they're average movies. They're not bad. People just want to shit on them because they compare them to Marvel movies, I guess. They aren't illegal, you burnouts. It's not okay with the Blizzard. This is a bot telling you what to do rather than telling the bot what to do. They aren't illegal. It's not okay with Blizzard. You mean this add-on I'm using? It's totally fine with Blizzard. You know, if an add-on is great and Blizzard's okay with it, I'm gonna use it. I like to have all of the advantages I can possibly get. You know, I've known some people who, like, literally won't use certain add-ons because they think it questions their skill in the game. Like, I remember I had a friend in Cataclysm who refused to install any kind of DPS add-ons because they were really insecure about their low DPS, and they thought if they got add-ons that was just, you know, cheating. And no matter what I did, I could not convince them. It's like, fucking use a dot tracker, you stupid idiot. You keep letting your dots fall off. No wonder your DPS is at the bottom. Installing an add-on is not gonna mean you're bad. You're bad because you won't use any of them. Even showing them, like, you know, even the best people in the world use as many add-ons as they can because of the advantage it gives them. Using add-ons doesn't mean you're bad, but nope, nothing I said would budge. They're just really stubborn. And I was like, oh my god. There's no reason for your DPS to be so bad. Or it's like, you know, I'm doing all this, you know, even though I don't have any add-ons. This is how good my DPS is. It's like, wow, imagine how good you could be if you had you know, DPS add-ons to tell you what to do. For what? Are you competing? It does question your skill. Who are you competing with? High DPS is different. This add-on is telling you what to do. Heck yeah, I love it. It's my best add-on because it tells me what to do. Uh-oh, I'm gonna pull this guy. I don't really want to fight the Shredder. I pulled it anyway. Oops, I didn't mean to shoot the Shredder. Let's kill this thing real quick. The humor is fine, but they multitude the Executioner, and I love they mutilated the Executioner, and I loved his character in a I don't know who the Executioner is. My comic book knowledge in the Marvel Universe was kind of limited to the Saturday morning cartoon shows and a few things I read from like an encyclopedia on their abilities. So, you know, I had nothing to really be disappointed about. Kind of like watching, you know, if you've ever watched a movie based on a book, you kind of have to go in there expecting to be disappointed somewhat and just see what they're able to do with it, because you can't really adapt a book into a movie, because a book can just cover so much more that a movie can't, you know, without completely ruining people's attention spans or having like a 4-hour long movie. You know, that's why Game of Thrones, they would spend an entire season of 10 episodes, 1 hour each, to cover one book. And even then, they had to cut a lot of stuff. That should give you an indication of, like, you know, how much shit they have to cut in movies. So that being said, you know, I didn't actually know any of the comics. I didn't really give a shit. Uh-oh. I'm out of mana. And I accidentally pulled a second mob. Gross. Hero playing Horde Huntard. You know it. Why did he stop attacking? Did he run out of mana too? He was just too lazy to run up and attack me. Which one did I use? I don't know. Hey, can I get a shout out? So my parents does drugs. Okay. Hated how Thor Ragnarok basically killed any Planet War / Hulk movie. Man, Thor Ragnarok is probably like one of my favorite Marvel movies, because I'm a huge fan of comedies, and that movie was just basically a comedy with action in it. I don't really give a shit about the action in a lot of the Marvel movies. I am much more of a comedy fan than I am a movie action fan. So Thor Ragnarok was like perfect for me. I love that movie. It was great. It was super funny. It would be my dream come true. Urban's character was garbage. I never liked Game of Thrones, but damn, that ending. Here's the thing about the Game of Thrones ending. They could have pulled it off if they had set it up better. Like, the entire series was about setting things up for the end. You know, anticipation upon anticipation, and then things slowly being revealed, or things slowly just getting thrown out the window because, hey, it's Game of Thrones. And then at the very last second, you know, they could have pulled off the ending if they had just set it up better. Like, the whole problem with how it all ended was basically just pacing issues. I could totally see that ending happen if they had just given it like a couple more seasons to set it up properly. You know, minus a couple of things that were just dumb. Arya killing the Ice King. Sure, but the way she did it was kind of stupid, because Beric Dondarrion's whole reason for living was to protect her from a minor amount of zombies coming after her. I was like, okay, that's dumb. Maybe if they had actually shown her sneaking in there, shown them actually helping out, that could have been great, but they had to go with the whole sneaky sneak. They had Bran help out a little bit more in the battle. There's so many things they could have done better with that. They just kind of went with like a moment. It's like Arya's gonna pop out of nowhere and attack things, but we also have to tie up all these other characters. Let's just have them die in the invasion. That'll be an easy way to deal with it. Or, you know, hey, we need to get rid of one of Dany's dragons. That way she has a reason to be mad at these people. Hey, let's just have him magically get shot out of the sky. That will be a good way to deal with it. You know, we need this moment to happen, but we don't really want to have to set up this moment until it's earned. So let's just have it randomly happen as shock value. Because, hey, it's Game of Thrones. People expect to be shocked by unexpected things. You know, shock for shock's sake. We don't need to set things up anymore. That's what I assume went through their minds while they were writing these things. So many buttons, LOL. Yeah, hey, that's classic WoW for you. You still play retail? I play retail more than I play classic. I get why people liked it, but it was funny as it was killed so many great storylines, what could have been. So while I appreciate what it was, I mourn what it could have been. Yeah, I don't know if they're gonna really make too much more. Like, I'm sure the Marvel Universe has so many stories they could possibly draw upon that, you know, taking one of them in order to turn it into a fun little comedy is fine. Especially since they can just use the storyline again later on anyway. Just like retold in a different way. Or they can just use one of their many other storylines. Or they can just throw all those out and just have it generic. We need to get up and face the bad guy type thing. You know, if anything, besides Thor Ragnarok, like, my other favorite Marvel movie was The Winter Soldier. Like, I remember when it came out, I had no interest in watching, you know, Captain America 2, because Captain America 1 was kind of, it was the most formulaic, oh my god, I can't talk today. It was the one that was, like, the most, you know, average. Weak guy gets superpowers and then fights the Nazis. You know, that's kind of the point of Captain America, so there's not really much they could do about it, but I wasn't super into his story. Oops, I didn't mean to attack him. And then, you know, Captain America 2 with Winter Soldier and his partner Bucky is like, I don't give a shit about Bucky. You know, this doesn't interest me at all. So I never actually watched it, and then one day I decided to watch it during a raid. We were on farm content, so I used to just put on a movie while we were doing farm content. And I had Winter Soldier on because this is like years after it came out. And I remember I had to like stop the movie because I was like, wow, this is really good. I need to like, I'd have to actually pay attention to this a little bit. I was so surprised by how good the movie was. It had no right being as good as it was. And now it's like one of my favorites. And I just completely wrote it off because it sounded dumb. Female Thor is going to suck just like in the comics? Probably. Wow, a random mine in the middle of nowhere? This is great. Oops, I didn't mean to activate aspect of the cheetah. The final zombie battle, humans used the worst possible tactics. Yeah, everyone became an idiot in the last season. That way things could happen. What are you talking about? Everyone wants to sit down and rewatch Game of Thrones Season 8? Sure, if you want to have, like, a cringe compilation. Cool, can you help my WoW boys? I'm level 16. I don't even have retail installed. Man, there were so many comments on the WoW subreddit about people being like, I came back to try Classic and I ended up loving BFA instead. I was like, I knew this would happen. I used to talk about all the times in streams about how people are going to play the game and then, you know, find out that they actually like all the conveniences that have been added over the years. Like, I made a video talking about all of the best conveniences they've done to the game, and it got, you know, a ton of dislikes. It was a very controversial video, despite the fact that I made it in the least controversial way possible. People have this opinion in the classic WoW community that it's all the conveniences added to the game that's ruined it. You know, and that goes under the assumption that the game is currently ruined, which I don't agree with. And so seeing how many other people were like, man, I really like all the conveniences that are in the game. It's like, yeah. You know, they didn't do those because they wanted to ruin the game. They basically added them all in because people wanted them. These are things people asked for themselves. Fuck, I'm all out of room. I'm just gonna give a whole bunch of meat to my pet. My boy Tyrion getting dumbed down to oblivion. If anything, they made Tyrion, like, too smart. They gave him plot armor because they knew he was everyone's favorite. So there was no way he could possibly die in any situation. Oh, actually, I'm starting to remember, yeah, they did make him do a whole bunch of really dumb things. I totally forgot. You're right, never mind. Like in the last 2 seasons, he just kept giving Dany really bad advice. BFA is teleporting. You know, they removed so many of the teleports and people got angry. You know, trying to make it so you have to travel places more. And people are like, no, we like teleporting. It's like, but classic. Everybody loves how you have to be slowly inconvenienced to get places. And it's like, yeah, I guess that's true to an extent. It does make the world feel more bigger and alive, but... You know, I do miss my teleports. They liked it for a month or two. I mean, there's still like a large player base who knows exactly what they were getting in for it. You know, leveling in Classic is actually pretty fun. Whereas it's not so much fun in BFA. Apparently millions, if not billions of people have been installed because of the scandal. Yeah, I mean, that's what they'd like you to think. You know, realistically, a lot of people probably don't even know about the scandal, to be perfectly honest. Even though it's like such a huge thing within the WoW community, and it even got, you know, national attention stuff. There are just some people who don't even know that the whole situation happened. As surprising as that might be to hear. The conveniences destroyed the sense of community. I don't even feel like I'm one with the server with a set of people in retail. It's just revolving classes that don't matter to me. Might as well be NPCs. Yeah, I mean, like, sure, some of the conveniences probably destroyed some sense of the community, but I don't really care about that. That's not really something that matters to me. And if it doesn't matter to me, it probably doesn't matter too much to other people as well. But I'm kind of the minority in this. Like, there are arguments to be made, positive ones to say, you know, all these things lead to a more sense of community, which is true. In my opinion, though, I don't care about a sense of community, and I like to be able to do things on my own. There's no way close to 1 million people uninstalled. I remember there was like a whole bunch of things on the Hearthstone subreddit about how it was like Blizzard won't let me delete my account, and there was like this whole thing. It's like, wow, I can't believe Blizzard isn't even allowing people to delete their accounts anymore. It's like, why are you deleting your accounts? Y'all people are so angry. Also, you know, funny thing, some people just, you know, like to be outraged about things. Like Heel versus Babyface, for example. Obviously, he's making videos about this whole situation. Every time anything negative is brought up, you know, he'll report about it and talk about how terrible it is. Funny thing is, though, like when Lich Chung himself made a statement, you know, basically telling people the protest isn't about Blizzard itself, it's about something else. You guys are putting your effort in the wrong area. He never actually covered that topic, which I found very surprising, because you'd think that is a very hot topic issue to talk about in this whole thing, is, you know, the words from the person who started it all. And he has yet to mention it in a video. or make a video dedicated to it, because I don't actually watch his videos. I just see the headlines. I was like, you'd think that's something they would make, a headline video about. But nope, everything else except the one thing that kind of dampers down the hate. I was like, yeah, people are just wanting to be angry. Cheers from France. What do you think the next expansion will be? Keep doing awesome job, awesome content. Loved your Reforged video about raid bosses. I love hearing that. I spent so long on that video, I wasn't sure if other people would actually even like it. I got 10 days suspension from Overwatch for saying give Umbrella May skin, please. Man, I've always wished Blizzard would ban people for doing political things in chat, because I don't like how chat is constantly just flooded with, Trump shit. So, these kinds of things. Maybe Blizzard will finally take it more seriously. Because I'm a huge proponent of, keep politics out of it. But it also kind of gets a little muddy because it's like, all politics or just politics you don't agree with? I'm on the side of, all of them, even ones I do agree with. But that's not a popular opinion. Problems with Dixon Classic yet? I legit haven't had a problem with Dixon Classic yet. I've heard some stories about people who only ever run into assholes when they play Classic. I've ran into a couple myself. A sense of community means you're gonna run into assholes too if you're forced to interact with people. Or people who ninja your stuff. Huge proponent of censorship. Got it. Heck yeah, you know it. There's also a lot of people who don't actually know what censorship is. There's just a lot of people who don't know things, I guess. Apolitical games are logistically impossible. Yep, that's true. It's kind of almost an impossible thing to do. I like it when they make an attempt, though, Having a sense of community is in both being able to do things solo are not mutually exclusive. I mean, I made a video talking about how I like to play WoW as a single-player game, and I basically just got a whole bunch of people being, no. If you play an MMO, you need to play with other people. That's the whole point of an MMO. I was like, you see, here's the thing about me, though. I like to play games in my own special way. I don't really care how it's intended to be played. I'm going to do whatever I want. And what I like to do is play MMOs as a single-player game. And if there's too many hurdles to that, then I probably won't play it. Too bad. Wrath is right. Yeah, because 1 in a 40-man raids, who would actually use Thoughtbot? Is this the person I need to kill for this thing I need, I guess? The world had internet access and Blizzard accounts. Can't wait for the internet return of do you guys have fun memes? Do you guys have phone memes? Do y'all have phones? Bring some people from different reasons. They are kind of a walking paradox. Heck yeah. Let's see, I play... Ooh, I need this. Elect 2 Shadow Claws. I really need to head back to a vendor. I also kind of need to use the restroom. Man, it's a good thing I'm a hunter. Not random encounters, but just having a good group of 20 to 50 people, like a guild. I like to do everything by myself. Damn it, I need more heavy leather. Is there anything else I can feed my pet? Yeah, let's feed him some Mulgore spice bread. I think he likes bread. Collect 1 shadow claw. Let's turn on track hidden, since these guys are always hidden, I guess. I agree on your idea, your way to play MMORPGs. Yeah, I like to play games in, like, inconvenient ways. So, like, currently on Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, it's a mobile game for Yu-Gi-Oh! I really like to play the game only using, like, the crappiest quality cards. Because it's a challenge for me, and I just vastly enjoy the game that way. It's not the optimal way to play it. They don't recommend you play it that way at all. There's no incentive to play it that way. It was just a self-imposed challenge I put on myself, and I've been having so much fun playing the game in that way. I like to play games, you know, like, with stupid little challenges or limitations placed on them. I don't care how they're intended to be played. I'm going to do it however I want. You know, same with, like, playing WoW in solo. If people tell me, you know, you're not allowed to play WoW as a solo game, you shouldn't play it as a solo game, it's better if you play with other people, I'm just going to think, no, I'm going to do whatever I want. You know, if I'm not supposed to play it this way, that makes me want to play it this way even more. I kind of am a little bit petty in that regard. I don't like to be told what to do. And, you know, I have fun doing things my way. Rebellious nature? For very specific things. Well, shit, son. Leave me alone. Why am I slowed? Uh-oh. My dude's gonna die. Shit. Shit. I should be able to kite him. I was just too concerned with the other dude. Damn it. I gotta get quiet while I kite this dude. Okay, we're good. Also, leveling alone gives you more XP. Does it? I don't even know if there's benefits to leveling alone. I just like to do it. I don't need any more of those claws. I do need to resurrect my pet, though. I play because of sense of familiar. I've never played during Classic, but if I did, I'd probably be one of those hardcore Classic fans. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the hardcore Classic fans. I just simply don't agree with some of their opinions, and, you know, that's fine. You can disagree with certain opinions of people and still agree with others. It's not a whole us versus them type of mentality. People playing a game because they want to have fun? Heresy! Yeah, I like to have fun in my games, okay? And sometimes the way I have fun is not efficient. And I honestly don't care what other people think. I never have, and that's kind of why I was able to succeed in an unconventional job, I like to think. Because I've always, you know, lived my life to the toot of my own horn. China's Iron Man 3 also explicitly sends Tony to China to get surgery. I still haven't seen Iron Man 3. I had it on my list of things I needed to watch, but I never got around to it. Okay, I'm gonna head back to base. Oh shit, it's at the booty bay. Why is it set to booty bay? Favorite species of caterpillars? I wouldn't be able to name a single one. Hey, Rumor Red X, how are you doing? Fine, I guess. I didn't really think about it until you asked. Do you got your mic standing on your desk? I have it attached to my desk. On a mic stand. Why, is it moving and doing stuff when I move around? He's playing an orc hunter. I sure am. The convenience of doing stuff solo is at the pace of doing it, or you do it when you want, not when you can. Elite quests are nice doing it in a group. Like, I mean, if I need to group up for something, like I absolutely have to group up, I will. But if I don't have to, I'm not going to. Because it's just more fun to play solo. Like, one of the things I really like about solo play is, you know, what someone else said, you know, you can do it at your own pace whenever you want. You don't have to, like, schedule yourself around other people. You don't have to feel obligated to play longer because they want to keep playing. Or, you know, you don't have to feel obligated to only play when they're on. And also, the big thing, the number one reason, is I like to watch YouTube videos or streams while I'm playing the game. And you can't really do that if you're playing with someone else unless you're not in voice chat. In which case, you know, you're still probably going to be talking to them. I don't know, it just kind of, it's not something you can do very conveniently. Whereas that's one of my favorite things to do, is play video games while also watching something else. God damn it, I'm stuck auto-running. I like to have fun. Proceeds to min-max to the max. Heck yeah, I like to have fun, but, you know, I still like to be good. 95% of my game is solo. Heck yeah. How do you pronounce your name? Oops, I did not mean to send him over there to fight this thing. The name, just call me Hero. That's what I would, that's what I hope people would say. I did change the channel icon to just be Hero. You know, to give people an easier thing to pronounce the name instead of having to say Haruma Red X. Like, whenever I see another YouTuber pronounce my channel name in a video, they always just, like, say some really weird version of Haruma Red X. And I really hope if they just said Hero. It's a lot easier to say, and I'd assume people would understand who I am. Yeah, it makes the sound when you touch the keyboard, Dex. I'm a radio host, so I kind of anal about unwanted noises. Yeah, I totally get that. I don't really have a convenient way to do it other than installing it to my desk because I have a standing desk. So it's not a problem when I make videos. It is a slight problem when I'm streaming, but I don't really care about my stream quality very much. Just as long as it's not awful, I'm good. So, like, I understand it's a problem. It's been something that's been brought up before. It's a problem that I don't have an easy fix for, so I'm, you know, just gonna have to deal with it. Or, I mean, have other people deal with it. Shit, there is not much I can vendor. I need to mail stuff off to my banker. Where? Oh, there's the mailbox. What profession do you use? Currently, I have skinning and mining. Send off all of the pages because those actually sell for a pretty decent amount. Send off my cloth as well because that also sells for a decent amount. Alright, now let's clean it up. That way I can get a better idea what else I need to send. I found items don't sell very well. These are some pretty good boots, but people don't usually buy them. So I'm better off just vendoring it. I probably don't need these bars. So let's send them off to get sold. I don't need coarse stone. So let's send it off to get sold. Oh, I don't need this hide. I don't need elemental error. Medium hide doesn't sell very well, so I'm just gonna vendor it. Okay, I think that's everything. Let's go vendor some shit.
Speak, friend.
Okie dokie, and let's go trick or treat. I guess it's been an hour. Oops, accidentally canceled it. Way easier for me to pronounce. It's a Spanish speaker. I could see how English speakers would have trouble. Is it easier to say in Spanish? I mean, it's a Japanese word. The Huruma red. I mean, Huruma. It's a Japanese thing. So I don't know how that'd be easier to say in Spanish. Did I just get tricked again? Give me a fucking bag. Oh my god. What Yu-Gi-Oh deck are you playing IRL? Oh, I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh IRL. Or if I do, I haven't done it in a while. For some reason, Japanese sounds kind of similar, the same in Spanish. Oh, does it? I didn't know that. Bless the Green Hills of Stranglethorn questline, right? I could sell all those pages and make a whole bunch of gold. It's because pronounced the same as Japanese, letter by letter. Oh. You know, funny thing I found out recently. Japanese, because of the way like the letters and everything are pronounced, it's really easy to accidentally rhyme. So because it's so easy to rhyme words in Japanese, they never really developed a system of poems having to rhyme. And that's why they created haikus, you know, the 5, 7, 5 syllable thing. You know, and it doesn't really make too much sense in English because, you know, you're just saying something with 5 syllables and 7 syllables and then 5. And just think, hey, you know, you learn it in like English class. You know, haikus, it's a Japanese form of poems, and you know, you just learn how to do them. But I've never actually known why those were really developed, and it's because Japanese words just naturally rhyme easier than English ones. And because they rhyme so easily, they created a different style of poems, you know, to like kind of give it some kind of structure. It's like, hey, everything we do kind of rhymes anyway. Let's put it in this kind of structured thing, because it's probably going to rhyme no matter what. You know, so it's going to sound good in Japanese. You know, and that's why we have the syllable thing. But in other languages where you don't accidentally rhyme all the time, it just sounds kind of weird. I always thought haiku sounded kind of weird, and it made total sense why, you know, once I learned that little factoid. Haikus don't rhyme. Yeah, exactly. I always thought, like, how is this a poem? Like, you know, 5, 7... I mean, I get that there's rules to it, but I never understood why it was a thing. You know, everything else with poems and stuff, they rhymed, it made sense. Like, hey, that makes sense with the poem, you know, flowery language and trying to get it to rhyme or not. You know, I kind of understood poems, but I never understood haikus other than, you know, they just exist because they do. But hearing that little factoid really made it more sense to me. It's like, oh, you know, that actually makes a lot of sense. You know, if everything in your language is rhymes anyway, then yeah, haikus make total sense. Here, last video you made was pretty fire, to be honest. The work you put into it was worth it. Yeah, I'll never get tired of hearing that. I spent like 4 weeks working on that video. I put so much time and effort into it, and then when it finally came out, everyone liked it, and it's doing really well. I thought, you know, hey, the video is 50 minutes long. This is definitely going to get a lot less views than normal, because, you know, the kinds of videos my channel is known for are like quick little 10-minute ones, or 15-minute ones. 50 minutes is a little bit too long, but hopefully people will appreciate the amount of research I put into the video. Because I like to think I'm able to put that information into a very digestible manner. You know, I learned a whole bunch of stuff about all those raid fights, but I also like to present the information in a way that it's like, you know, an excited teacher trying to get you interested in a topic, rather than a boring teacher who's just reading straight from a textbook. You know, there's a huge difference in the kind of information that's presented, and I like to be, you know, the former rather than the latter. And considering, you know, how well the videos do, I think I've done a pretty good job at that kind of thing. Is this your main or your alt? This is my classic main. Random question, has the drop chance for those papers changed at all? Are they still the same chance in live? I don't think the quest is in live anymore, because they updated the zone in Cataclysm. Not really, there's specific sounds Japanese can't make in Spanish. Japanese can differ for R. Yeah, the Japanese, they, R's and L's are basically the same, so they have a hard time pronouncing them. I remember when I learned that, I was like, oh, so that's why in some of like the bootleg copies of One Piece, they would call Luffy Rufy. Or Zolo, Zoro, Zoro, Zolo. It's because R's and L's are basically the same to them. Can't say either. Like Q. Is the Wicker Man XP buff in Classic? No. I don't think that was added until... I don't remember. I made a video on the history of the Hollows End Holiday, but I don't remember it. I also don't think the video is very good. I should probably remake it. Like, the way I did the video was in a new way to present the information, and I don't think it was a very good way to present the information. I can't really describe it. It's just kind of awkward. You'd have to watch the video and be like, yeah, this video, you know, it went through all the time periods, but it did it in a really weird way. It wasn't very linear. It kind of moved around a little bit and then would go back in time to tell things. Hero is a weeb confirmed. Heck yeah, I watch a lot of anime and read tons of mangas. Trivia, your means old. What? How much speed increase you get with aspect of the cheetah? 36% because of my talent pathfinding in this tree. Not half bad. I think it's one of the fastest speed increases at low levels. Unless Ghost Wolf has something else that increases their speed. The last video, top tier, but I'm pretty sure you missed something in COS because you said top guild stacked warlocks, which it was true at the start, but Limit actually stacked elemental shamans. Crucible of Storms, first guild, the first guild with pieces. That's probably where you're getting the information confused. Like, I mean, I spent 2 weeks researching the video. It's possible I got some of the information correct, but I did not get the that little piece of information incorrect. Pieces was the one who got the world first, and they also put out a video talking about their strategies. So it literally came from their mouths themselves. Limit probably did it differently, but they didn't get the world first. Has anyone pledged to protect the unicorn from Azure Lane? I need to watch Azure Lane. I heard it's like based on a mobile game, which normally would be like, wow, that's dumb, but no, honestly, like, I've really enjoyed some of the animes based off of mobile games. Like, sometimes they do a really good job. Like the Bahamut, I forget what it's called. It was an anime based on a card game, and it was actually like really good because it had nothing to do with the card game. It's kind of like, you know, what if Hearthstone had a video game based on its lore? You know, how crazy would that be? What shoulders are you wearing? Big pauldrons, bad pauldrons? Heck yeah, they're great, aren't they? I have Cutthroat's Mantle of the Monkey. I love these shoulders. Wait, do I have something in every slot except my trinkets? I want to become an engineer just so I can get some trinket slots. Like, I even went out and grabbed the schematics so I can make the gnomish invisibility device. But I just haven't done it yet. Because I don't want to give up mining just yet. I admit, the first time I saw the time of the video, I thought, 50 minutes? Are you kidding me? And then I saw the beginning, and it was so good. I was so into it. At the end, I was like, what? Already? Yeah. I'm glad to hear that. The part with Avatar of Sargeras, That was a real interesting read too. Like, I could have easily have put something else in the number 10 spot, but I thought the Avatar situation, the fight was really difficult and realistically makes it into the top 10. But I could have also have added something like the Thunder King from Mists of Pandaria. Like, that was really close to making it into the top 10 as well. But I ended up putting Avatar in it because I thought the information was more interesting than talking about the Thunder King. And because it also totally could fit in the top 10 as well. I kind of regret not adding Thunder King because it was a very difficult boss fight, and a lot of top raters considered it like one of the all-time greats. But it's just not that difficult when compared to everything else, and I thought Avatar was more interesting. So it was like really a toss in the air. Like, I could have easily have included both of them, and I decided to go with Avatar because it had a more interesting story to tell. And it was like a perfect opener to the video. Can't you tell Platinum WoW to give me a BlizzCon ticket? Does he have BlizzCon tickets? I'm pretty sure he just has virtual tickets to give away. Whoa, a green look? That's wicked. A green look? Samurai's opening kek. Yeah, I messed up. It was pieces, but I'm pretty sure they had more melee shamans and warlocks because of reincarnation. I don't remember why exactly. I seem to remember them doing something with reincarnation. I think they had a reincarnation totem that they used. I don't remember. Like, I covered a lot of things in the video, but I also left some stuff out. Like, I didn't cover literally everything about all of the bosses because that's not how you make an entertaining video. You don't talk about everything. You have to think of like the flow of the video and what makes sense. I kind of just go over like the highlights of it. And even then, if something's like a really big thing, I'll add it in. If it's a medium thing, I could probably add it in considering how big the video was, but I left out a few things I thought were kind of minor, and I think the reincarnation totem thing was kind of one of the minor things they had. Because the thing is, they actually ran very few melee characters, like, total. I think they tried to get away with only, like, running one if they could. So I don't think it was enhanced shamans, but I do think they were doing something with reincarnation totem. Not a secret stream? Not anymore. The Fridays are, like, the only streams that are totally not secret. Let's see, if it had Bahamut in the title, then it was probably Rise of Bahat. I forget what it's called. It was really good. It was, the main character's name was like Favaro. He had like an afro. And they had to like find this dragon girl and help her out. And they made like a second season, which was also surprisingly good. It had nothing to do with like the characters from the first season. Well, not at first. Not until like halfway through the thing. And it's animated very well, and it's like, if you watch the anime and then someone told you it was based off of a mobile card game, you'd be like, no way. You'd think they were lying because it has, like, nothing to do with it. It's just a good show on its own that just happens to involve the lore of a card game. A card game where, the lore isn't really a big thing. It's just kind of a flavor thing they have in the background. And because that show was so good, I give mobile games animes a chance. Just to try them out on their own. And I've been pleasantly surprised by basically all of the ones I've watched. I don't think I've really disliked any of the mobile game animes I've watched so far. I think they all took like a hint from the Bahamut one. It's like, hey, if we just make a good anime and occasionally reference the game a little bit, maybe that will get people into it. But I think it was more of the case, like the people who own the mobile game just really liked anime. So they're like, we want to make a good show first. We don't really care if it advertises the game very much. And I think that's why it was a success. Because it even got a second season too. It's rare for an anime to get a second season, but for it to be of a mobile game title. That's crazy. Guys, Fork Knife is dead. Oh no. I hope Ninja's doing okay. Can't wait for Time Walking TOT. Throne of Thunder. Yeah, if they were going to do Time Walking, that's definitely a candidate. Remember wiping to Beholder's boss in Throne of Thunder, LFG many times. Everyone got mad. It was funny. The Behold... Oh, Darumu the Forgotten. Yeah, I love Darumu. He's showed up in so many videos. Like, every time I mention, you know, like, difficult or unique mechanics, Darumu usually is going to show up in the video somewhere. What do you think the most easiest raid boss in WoW is? I mean, it's basically Fruit Root. I actually made a video on it. I forget what the #1 spot was, but if you want to know what it is, just go watch the video. The top 10 easiest raid bosses. Bahamut. So, since it's not a secret stream, are we allowed to speak about anime? I mean, I'm going to talk about anime occasionally. I understand people generally start leaving the stream if I talk too much about anime, so I try not to talk about it too much. Shingeki no Bahamut is the name we're looking for. I remember because I love Shingeki no Kyojin. Is it Shingeki no Bahamut? Huh. That's probably what it is. It's really good, and it's based off of a mobile game. Top 10 thickest thighs in WoW. Number 10, Sylvanas. Just when you thought things couldn't get more weird with fast food, then you have Burger King foot lettuce. Do I finally get to turn in a quest over here? Fate Grand Order is better than Azure Lane. I watched the first episode of Fate Grand Order because I like the Fate series generally. I know it's based off of a mobile game, but it was also like a really well animated first episode. But it also didn't really interest me at all. So, you know, hey, let's see how things turn out. Panther Mastery. Sir wants you to bring him the fangs of Bagthera. It doesn't want me to do this. But that is a really nice upgrade. I'm gonna ignore Zygor and do this. Even though it's not efficient. So the translation would be attack on Bahamut. That kind of sounds what the anime was about. I suddenly got flashbacks to those stupid snails in TOT. Those snails were awesome. What do you mean stupid? This is like the first mining ore I've seen in Stranglethorn. Guys, time walking raids are impossible for pugs. Kill first boss to get saved and the group scatters after wiping once. Yeah, I've only ever done the time walking raids with my guilds. Number 9, Whitemane. Hey, Whitemane should be like in the top 5 at least. Number 1, female dwarves. Ew. You know, like there's a difference between, you know, thick legs and thick legs that you want wrapped around your neck in order to crush you to death. It's like, I don't want to be crushed to death by a female dwarf, but, you know, maybe Alexstrasza in her human form? I could get behind that. Sorry if I'm being annoying, but just check pieces rolled first, and they had 5 Ellie shamans and 4 warlocks. And I remember one method, Josh probably say they got the kill because of the shamans. Yeah, it wasn't enhanced shamans. It could have been elemental shamans with reincarnation totem. I vaguely remember hearing something about that when I was researching the video, but I don't remember the exact details. But they definitely stacked warlocks. I guess I probably could have mentioned reincarnation totem as well. Don't you dare ignore Zygor. It tells me to do the most efficient thing, and I guess killing this panther isn't efficient for some reason. I'm pretty sure there's a reason for it. Maybe because it sends you all the way out of the way in order to do one quest. without any other follow-ups in the area, it usually tells you to ignore stuff like that. But I'm gonna do it anyway because the reward is really good. I understand not giving every detail of the world first kill with the shaman part I thought was really important also. Do you perchance play a shaman as one of your main characters? Because I could totally understand if there was an important detail about priests that got left out of a video. Because I play a priest, so I'm more biased to hearing priest information. Number 15, Burger King foot lettuce. Classic versus live thoughts? I personally prefer live over classic. But I enjoy classic for its own merits. Already made the joke fail. Number 1, Jaina. I don't know if Jaina really has the kinds of thighs that you'd want to be crushed in between of. Whose thighs would win, White Mains or VC Jr.? Who's VC Jr.? Jaina isn't even top 5. Yeah, I wouldn't even put Jaina in the top 5. I don't know if she'd even be on the list. Doesn't strike me as, you know, a thick-thighed woman. A very attractive and strong woman, for sure, but not a thick-thighed woman. I just got back. Was trying to decide if I wanted to replay through Pokemon Black 2. Sadly, can't get Gibble at it, and just makes me feel so sad. Why don't you just make the video instead of spending all day playing a video game? Huh? Whoa, there's a lot of Alliance characters over here. Is this why the quest told me not to do it? Because there's so much competition? Because I ain't about to fight with these people for it. I can just come back and do it later. I could replay Pokemon Platinum, but that cost a lot, so I may just finish to let go Eevee and prep for Sword and Shield. Why do you need to prep for a video game? Ugh, your thought process. It amuses me, Phil. Never stop being who you are. You do things that baffle me, and I love it. Turn in Blood Scalp Ears. Dreadlord Jaina Hots has the best thighs. Yeah, I don't know about that. Dreadlord Jaina seems more like someone who's into cock and ball torture rather than, you know, thigh squashing.
Talk to me.
Also, the split of the special and physical. Actually, I play a mage. That's surprising to hear. Ooh. Hostile takeover. Fascinating.
Keep it real.
Ooh, now I have a whole bunch of bombs to throw.
What's up? Hurry back.
Interesting. Turn in Goblin sponsorship.
Adventure awaits.
Adventure awaits. Except follow-up for Goblin sponsorship. Okay, Zygor. Number 1, Thick Andriel. I don't know who that is. Van Cleef daughter? Man, I'd say Vanessa Van Cleef would probably make the top 10 list. Or I have to say this, the best stream subject I've ever seen or listened to.
Yo.
Excuse me, I haven't played any video games today. I've been busy fixing my room now that the fan is gone and the carpet is all cleaned and the mold's gone. Also prep more if I didn't finish the game last time. Might as well finish it before the next time. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's reasons for the ways you say things the way you do.
Have a good one.
I'm just saying, you know,
Time is money, Dren.
it is an interesting thing to behold because it doesn't make sense at first glance.
Be good.
Got the best deals anywhere.
Whoa, that is an expensive ring.
Have a good one.
Talk to dude in order to fly to Gromgol? Okie dokie. Can I jump over there from here? I can. It was unnecessary though. Let's send some stuff over to Kumagawa. I think that's everything. White Mane or Vanessa Van Cleef? Who wins in a thigh contest? Oh my god. Like, White Mane would probably take the #1 spot, to be honest. Like, I can't really argue. I don't know if anyone, just like, White Mane is known for her thighs. Is Vanessa Van Cleef really known for her thighs? Not really. But she would probably still make the list anyway, you know?
Strength.
I swear, if there's any female Calaxi, they'd be #1 WoW waifus. Gross. Give the Annians a nice friendly / rude. I guess I could have did something like that. Wait, I thought you weren't playing a PvP server? I'm not. Their names are just highlighted because they're Alliance. Being crushed by a female Draenei thighs. Yeah, see, exactly. Draenei, you know, the entire female Draenei race would probably make the list. It'd be more about, like, what kind of transmog they're wearing. Crap, that makes me feel Monster Musume vibes all over again. Oh wait, I'm at the 2-hour mark. I'm going to end the stream once I get over here. So let me just catch up and chat before I end it. Broodmother, Diablo 2, first act, last boss. Never heard of her. If you say Chromie's thighs, you have to specify which form. And also you are a sicko. Yeah. In no particular order, Vanessa Van Cleef, White Mane Sylvanas, female orcs. I would remove female orcs from that list. Alex Straza, female pandas. For furries, sure. Female Draenei, of course. That's 7. I'd say that's 5. I'd agree. Vanessa Van Cleef, White Mane Sylvanas, Alex Straza, and female Draenei's. I don't have another 5, though. Vanessa literally wears thigh highs and nothing else, leaving her thairs by. I understand. That's why Vanessa would make the list, but not over White Mane. Jaina has an epic rear, though. Jaina, she's too strong and noble to be on a thick thigh list. This is something I am very, I have personal stakes in.
Strength.
Loktar.
And honor.
I don't need to do that one.
Are the hard.
Does this mean we'll get this topic as an actual video? No, I don't make cringy videos anymore.
What you want?
Like, one of my most requested Yu-Gi-Oh! Top 10s is the top 10 Yu-Gi-Oh! Waifu. I ain't never doing that. I will inspect the heads to ensure poor Yaniku was spared a fate. Poor Yaniku. Except Trollbane. White Mane is old. She's undead now. Ooh, I mean, we're obviously talking about them in their prime. It doesn't need to be how they are currently. If the stream's about to end, I have to say something really good. Okay, I got nothing. You can't see her thighs under those robes to rate. Exactly. You can't really talk about robed people.
How you do it, man? You be careful, man.
Ride the Zeppelin to Undercity. Okay. I guess I can do that. Don't join, it's too spooky. Please do it. Female undeads means no pregnant. Hey, that just makes Sylvanas even better. Sylvanas on the thick thigh list, it would have to be, you know, her form before she became War Chief. Pre-War Chief Sylvanas model. What is the point of HC dungeons in retail now? Hardcore dungeons? To get gear for new players, basically. Same reason you would do them back in the day as well, to be perfectly honest. It's just nowadays, dungeons can be done as endgame content as well, thanks to Mythic Plus. Damn, I just got here and the stream is over. Yeah. I end my streams after 2 hours. I need to eat food before the Tiamat fight later on today. It's gonna be the final D&D campaign for my Patreon group that I run with. You know, I have a D&D campaign that I ran for some of my Patreons where I DM'd it, and we've been going since like March or something. And it's ending today with a fight with Tiamat. It's going to be oodles of fun. I think Valyria, thanks for the $10 alt tiered. Much appreciated. April 1st video. My April 1st videos on this channel are generally like super serious discussion topics about trying to trick people into believing an unconventional point of view. You know, like the Garrosh did nothing wrong video, or Sourfang isn't honorable. And I don't really want to break that habit quite yet. I think Valyria is pretty good, but can we all agree on Whitemane? Valyria, yeah, she would join the list too. But yeah, I think everyone agrees Whitemane would probably take number 1, unless you're crazy like Fellplague. I think your PP would get infection though. Probably. If we're talking about Sylvanas stuff. Sylvanas, yeah, the skin they have for her in HOTS is really nice. The Ranger General one. Yeah, we'll go with Ranger General Sylvanas. True, Valyria should make the list. So that makes a 6th person on the list. You know, and to add to that, we can also probably add Ysera. I don't really see why not until we have someone else to knock her off the list. You know, I'm pretty sure only half the group is Patreon at this point. That's true. Probably. Early March. Yeah, it's 3/5, then Avarice left, so now it's 2 out of 4. Well, one thing wrong, he lost. Garrosh did nothing wrong, though. The only thing he did wrong was that he lost. And, you know, it's the winners who write history. So, of course, they're going to say Garrosh did bad things. It's in their very best interest in order to say that he did bad things. That's why you need to watch the video to see what really happened. On why Garrosh actually did nothing wrong. Sasha Storm is number 1 hero, you know it. I would kind of put your RP character in the same category as Jaina. She's constantly wearing robes, so is automatically disqualified from thickest thigh video. Not forget about Tyrande. Hey, Tyrande with that slit in her dress, I guess. Hey, she could totally be on it too. I have no objections against it. Chandra's Feathermoon? I don't know. She kind of has like a default Night Elf skin. There's nothing really special about Chandris. So Sylvanas did nothing wrong? I made that video too. It's not as popular as the other 2 videos I made though. Well, actually, it was called Sylvanas is a Benevolent Ruler. Maybe if I had just put it Sylvanas did nothing wrong, it would have did better. Nelf's girls are best allies. I don't know. Screw the pesky hooves. Hey, hooves aren't a disqualification. I mean, the entire female Draenei race would make the list. Devbot was hilarious as usual. I'm glad people enjoy Devbot. He seems... There's some people who don't like Devbot. I'm still gonna do it anyway because it seems some people like him. Ben Banemane number 1. Ben Banemane being a male disqualifies him from the list. My thoughts exactly, Welts. What did Welts say? Oh, Ben Banemane. I'm still mad we haven't had Draenei girls animated in full CG yet. Imagine the thighs. You know, I'm sure there's some fan renditions of that online you could probably find. I would assume. I don't know for sure. I'm not into that kind of thing, but I'm pretty sure if you looked hard enough, or even just lightly looked for it, you'd probably find a few pretty high rendered models of those kinds of things. Queen Azara? I don't know about Queen Azara. She's too regal for that. She has more of a, you know, a strong, independent woman type personality. You know, if you're making a list of top 10 women you'd want to, you know, step on your face, you know, and call you dirt, maybe Queen Azara would totally be a good spot on that list, but not one on thickest thighs. This is specifically a thigh thing. Queen Azara tentacles kind of feels like she would rape you for lols. Hey, more the better. Have you considered Maiev being kind of a yandere? Maiev definitely has the traits of a yandere without any of the love part. You know, it's just all of the murder and vengeance parts of it. Do a video on how Blizzard ruined Sylvanas' whole character. I'd pay you to hear a rant about it for an hour. You know, I think Blizzard did a good job with her character, to be honest. I think the only people who are disappointed in her character are people who just, like, latch on to a few minor things she said in books, or just overall didn't know much about her lore to begin with. Because, you know, sometimes Sylvanas' motivations are complicated. She doesn't always know what she wants. So people will take a few things she said in one book and say that's her entire character, and then try to force that narrative on everything she does, even though it doesn't really support her actions too well. If anything, I can make a video. You know, I really want to make a video called, like, In Defense of Nathanos. You know, just talking about why people... people's hate for Nathanos is kind of contradictory. I like you. Why, thank you, John Fisk. Sylvanas would make number 1 on the face step list. Yeah, Sylvanas, you know, she did a really good job. I really loved how she told everyone that, you know, they were worthless and didn't mean anything to her. And the only thing I wish she had added to that was she also spit on my character's face too, because that, you know, not being sarcastic or anything, that would have made it better. You know, you can only just tease me for so long before you have to... Let's just stop there. I don't even know where I'm going with that. Maiev and Illidan sitting in a tree. Nah, no one likes that. Maiev doesn't like Illidan. That's just something fan fiction, weird fan fiction sick. Nathanos is a Blizzard writer self-insert. The hate is not warranted. He's just badly written. I disagree that he's badly written, and I also don't agree that a fan insert character is a bad thing. See, that's kind of like why I wanted to make the videos. Like, I would address all the concerns about, you know, fan insert character and why people use that as an automatic disqualification of his character. And I don't think that's very warranted. Dude, that's the thing, like, the main premise of the video is, this might surprise you to hear, but Nathanos was actually a fan favorite character for hunters.
Watch your back.
And one of the reasons he was a liked character was because he didn't treat characters. He didn't care about your character being like an important person. He just kind of like treated you like an average grunt and was mean to everyone. And that was why people liked him, because he didn't kiss people's asses. You know, usually if you go around in a zone, everyone's like, "Ooh, you're the champion. We all love you." And Nathanos was the only character in the game to that point who was like, you know, a named character who didn't like the character. If anything, he was like slightly rude to the character, and that was one of his likable features. And then when he got brought to the forefront, everyone was like, "Who's this character? We've never heard of him before, and he's so mean to me. Ugh, I hate him because he's bad." It's like, you guys just like your asses to be kissed. That's why you don't like Nathanos. You know, people might complain about how everyone treats their champion as the chosen hero. But, you know, once one character doesn't treat your champion that way, then all of a sudden nobody likes him. And it's like, you see, maybe people actually like the fact that everyone treats them, you know, as if they're the chosen one or the best character in the world. They're just not vocal about the fact that they like that. Because, case in point, Nathanos doesn't treat you that way, and yet everybody hates him. If you think about it, Sylvanas fell for Nathanos. He's the only one that has the power over her. Kind of interesting. Yeah, but he would never do anything against her. You like when guys tease you, huh? She just needed love. Yeah. People have darkness tendencies. Do you think Sylvanas has feelings for Nathanos? Oh, definitely. Like, if you watch the cinematic... Well... If you play through the, you know, Sylvanas loyalist part, you can just watch it on YouTube. But the way Sylvanas says Nathanos' name before they part, There is no denying there's a hint of affection in there. Nathanos calls Sylvanas... Yeah, I know, Nathanos says that, but the way Sylvanas says Nathanos' name, you know, you'd have to be, like, very socially inept to not understand the social undertone behind the way she said Nathanos' name. Anyways, I'm gonna go now. Goodbye, everyone.